pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll kick things off with open forum. Thank you.
It's just me tonight, Shannon McNamara, 65 East Amello. I wanted to talk to you about, and I'm not sure if anybody knows about it, Centigix, which is an alert badge. So everybody knows what happened in Georgia last week, and one of the things that I had read when I was reading one of the news articles was about how all the faculty had the Centigix badges, which they look like any type of ID badge that you would wear to your work, but it has a button on it. And the button actually does two things. It can get medical alert right to you, but it can also issue a lockdown immediately when it is pressed. So I tried to print some things out so I could leave them with you. Now, the lockdown actually would be for your site, your region, the district, or a campus-wide threat. So when the crisis alert system is activated by the staff pressing the badge, the notification actually goes out throughout the school. And in terms of notification, it goes over the intercom. There's strobe lights that light up. It comes up on all the smart boards in the classrooms throughout the school. So all staff and teachers and administration are immediately made aware. And then one of the other things it does is it actually has location accuracy on it. So whoever has pressed the badge, it also sends out a silent alert immediately to first responders, and they know exactly where you are in the building to be able to locate you. There's immediate notification. Again, it's silent, and it's also total campus coverage. It has alert management, audio and visual notifications, and it's also part of Alyssa's law, compliant. So I just grabbed like a really quick blurb from the article. Barrow County Sheriff Judd Smith said all teachers at the school have an ID made by the safety technology company Centigix, wherein they can press a button to alert an active situation. The button was pressed during the active shooting situation on Wednesday, and the school resource officers began actively looking. When it began, they interacted, and as soon as they made contact with him, he gave up immediately. The teachers had had the badges for 1 week, and August 1st was their first day of classes. Centigix CEO Brett Cobb told ABC News that multiple individuals alerted a lockdown situation, and they really believe that that's why, as horrible as it was, it stopped at 4 people. So there is funding for this. There's Title 1A funding that can be used, Title 4 Part A funding, IDEA. There is a Stop School Violence grant program, a Green Lights Grants Initiative, and a Stronger Connections grant program. And I had briefly mentioned Alyssa's law. So Alyssa's law is critical legislation addressing the issue of law enforcement response time when there's a life-threatening emergency that occurs, because we all know that time equals life. The law calls for the installation
Ms.
of...
McNamara?
Yep.
You've hit your 3. Are you almost done?
I'm almost done.
Thank you.
So this law calls for the installation of silent panic alarms that are directly linked to law enforcement. So in case of any emergency, they will get on the scene as quickly as possible to take down a threat and triage any victims. To date, only 7 states have passed Alyssa's law, and 9 states are in the process. Rhode Island is not one of these states, so I'm just asking everyone to work with me to try to get legislation to get Rhode Island to be number 8. And that's all. And I have information if anybody wants it. Yep.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else? Okay. We'll then dive into our agenda, our consent agenda. We have minutes from our regular session on August 14th, as well as our executive session of August 14th. Do I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Thank you. So I'm going to jump into chairperson's remarks. I will keep them as brief as I can. So first of all, welcome back to school. I wanted to wish our staff the very best this coming year as they embark on another year of teaching Tiverton's children. Your dedication to our town and its children is commendable. I also want to welcome our students to another year of learning and growing. Do your best, and I'm confident you'll have a great year. I also want to encourage parents, as their children enter this new school year, to be a partner in this process that we call education. Work closely with your children's teachers to get the most out of the opportunities that are afforded to them. And finally, I also want to encourage parents to get involved whenever they can. At all levels in each school, there is a school improvement team. This is a great opportunity to participate in the educational planning process and to collaborate with the educational staff in order to have the very best schools we can. Aside from this very important opportunity, there are also PTOs, sports and music boosters. We're all familiar with them. These groups are the ones that enhance the educational and sporting and cultural opportunities for our students through fundraising and social events. As they say, it takes a village, and an engaged parent is a parent best positioned to understand and contribute to the success of our public schools. Thank you. And then for the second item, student fundraisers. And with the new year kicking off, I'd like to extend an invitation to all school groups who want to publicize the fundraisers they are running. I realize many of these efforts are being promoted on social media, as they should be. But in an effort to reach an even wider audience, I encourage you to have them mentioned here, either through an announcement on our agenda or through actual representation and discussion at our meetings. If we can help promote these worthwhile activities to a greater audience using our platform, I'm happy to help do that. And that's all I have for my comments. I will now turn it over to Dr. Sanchioni for the superintendent's update.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I want to introduce you to someone who solves math equations all morning and then has to solve even more difficult problems in the afternoon when he becomes our AD and has to put together schedules and reschedules and a million other things. But we're very fortunate to have Ken Gouveia join us as our part-time AD. Ken comes to us from the New Bedford Public Schools, where he was the head varsity hockey coach, also served as a teacher over there, has an extensive experience with athletics. So I'd like to bring Ken up to the mic and give a warm welcome and welcome him to Tiverton.
Good evening, thank you. I'd like to thank Dr. Sanchioni and Principal Craven for giving me the opportunity to lead the athletic department, and we hope to work hard to support our student athletes and our coaches. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Okay, anything else? So now we move on to old business.
Ms.
We have-
Farnworth,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to move up items 7, 2, and 5. And I'm asking to do this is because I have some other work commitments and need to leave a little bit early.
Certainly. Dr. Larkin
I'll
has
make
made
the
a
motion.
motion to move items 7, 2, and 5.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor? Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. We're going to start with vote to approve field trip request, KSA basketball tournament. Principal Craven.
Thank you so much, members of the committee and Dr. Sanchioni. I have with me this evening Coach Brigham and Dave Landock to put forth some information on the motion to request or approve the Disney field trip. So I'm going to ask that they step up at this time.
Good evening. Yeah, we're here to try and get approval for a trip to Florida, December 25th through the 31st. 26th, rather, sorry. Yeah, 26th.
You're going to take these kids out at Christmas.
That'd be a tough sell.
Do you have reindeer?
There'll be no school missed. You know, some of the points, I know, I think you probably have it up on the slide. Parent will be either parent funded or fundraising, so there'll be no funds coming from the school or requested from the school. And it'll be the boys and girls varsity basketball teams. So we're just looking for approval for it.
Do I have a motion to accept the request?
So moved.
I'll second that request.
Does
That
anyone
motion.
have anything they'd like to say?
Coach Landock, anything? You're all the way up there,
Yeah, I'm good.
okay?
He's good.
Have you
It's
got-
great- it's a great family trip because.
You've
most
done
of
it
the
before,
families-
right?
This will be my 5th time, and it's, most of the families are going. It's a good, like you said in your opening thing, social and
It's a good trip.
adding the athletic part of it, and it's just going to be a good time. It's just that it's going to be the day. He booked a 5:30 flight the day after Christmas.
That's right, they're up early that morning, might as well go to bed early
It's
that night.
5:30 a.m.
I'm an early riser.
Yes, yes.
Oh, well, I was going to volunteer to be a chaperone, but forget it.
That's another point, too. We have ample chaperones that are going, too, a lot of parents going.
And I do want to just quickly thank you both and your chaperones, having attended many, many field trips away. When my child was here, it couldn't be done without all of you, and I really appreciate you both and all of your chaperones taking this on so that, our kids can have different and new opportunities.
And it's something new that we're trying to do the boys and the girls at the same time, so. we'll see.
Yeah, no more excluding the girls.
Yay. Congratulations, thank you very much.
Thank
and
you.
Enjoy your trip. Do we have, I need a vote. All those in favor? Okay, you are approved.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Have
guys.
fun.
Okay, next, we're going to have a vote to approve our finance director contract.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second, okay. So I'm going to kick things off and allow folks to make comments as we go. Tonight's vote to approve a contract for Mr. Brendan Andrade is what will give our school district the business and financial horsepower it needs to help us navigate through a period of what may be significant changes. Now more than ever, we need a financial professional who will raise up his sleeves and help us find ways to continue to deliver the best quality education we can to the students of Tiverton. Mr. Andrade comes to us from Titleist with a lengthy record of accomplishments, including 15-plus years of experience. He has an MBA in Accounting and Finance and is currently studying for a Master of Accounting in Data Analytics, so he's truly a geek. He has experience, very importantly, in managing audits, cost reduction initiatives, risk management, and internal controls. These are things that, to an accountant's heart, warms my heart. He has advanced financial modeling and forecasting expertise, something we desperately need town-wide, as well as with capital allocations and long-term financial planning. He has strong leadership skills and is committed to maintaining high standards of integrity and transparency in financial reporting. He lives here in Tiverton with his wife and daughter, who is a student in our schools, quite proudly. I can't think of a better person to take the helm of the business functions of our school district. I'll now turn it over to my colleagues. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to add?
Mrs. Farnworth?
Yes.
So I've worked with Brendan on the school building committee, and then through the process of the budget this year, it was clear he had a passion for learning about the schools and their finances, and then had the opportunity to interview him along with Mrs. Palish and Mrs. Kraeger, and I can't think of anybody who's better suited to take over this job for us. So thank you, Brendan.
Madam Chair,
Sure, Mike.
I've also had the opportunity to work with Brendan a few times during budget season, and I sentiment Dr. Larkin's comments that he showed a genuine interest in helping the district when he didn't have to. So I knew then, when he was a candidate, that he would be the right fit for us, so I'm very excited.
Madam Chair. So I actually did not know Brendan until March. With the budget process, he rolled up his sleeves, became very involved. I was very impressed with how quickly he learned our budget and he learned the processes, and I could tell that, he really has a passion for numbers and a real acumen for numbers. So I think that as a community, I'm very excited to have one of our own, one of Tiverton's own, coming in, and I think it's going to be a very challenging time, but I fully expect that he is up to that challenge.
Mrs. Paper?
Yes. Although I will be voting against the contract, against awarding the contract to Mr. Andrade, it has nothing to do with his capabilities, his experience. He has so much to offer, and I'm sure he will do a wonderful job. For me, it's all about the money. It's just about the money, and I hope you understand that. It's nothing personal. I've looked at all your qualifications. They're stupendous. We couldn't ask for more. But for me, it's about the money and the salary. So I just hope you understand that, and don't take it personally. That's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. Are we ready to take a vote? All those in favor? All those against? It's 4-1, motion passes. Mr. Andrade,
Congratulations.
welcome, congratulations. Would you like to come up and say a few words? Might as well get used to it.
You'll be right there.
No, thanks to Dr. Sanchioni, Sarah, the school committee. Appreciate it. I think Jerry said it best. It'll definitely be a challenge, and Diane said it best. But, Peter and I already started working together a little bit, and we're ready to move forward FY25 and right into FY26. So it'll be hit the ground running.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. We're going to back up now to old business, before I forget it. Approve homeschool requests for the 2024-2025 year.
So, Ms. Farnworth, if I could excuse myself, thank you all. Thank you, Brendan, and everyone else, but I gotta
Thank you
go.
for joining us.
Health awaits. You can keep on going.
Is this where we play the exit music?
I don't know.
Would you like us to play?
Oh, my.
So in going forward with the old business and approving homeschool requests.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. You can see in front of you that there are 25 students who we are bringing forward for approval for homeschooling. The 16 families of the 25 students have met the requirements in their request for homeschooling. So I'd ask that you just approve the 25 students today.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Does anyone have any comments?
Yes, Madam Chair?
Yes.
So this is added on to the ones from last month?
Yeah, so
The running total?
Total to date is 63.
63?
Correct.
Thank you.
63.
Ms. Kraeger, I had a total of 64, because we approved 39.
I might be off one.
Could I
I'll
ask that in
double-check
the
that.
future, as you have these, if you could please include a running total
Sure.
for the school year?
Sure.
As part of your memo,
Yep,
so
no
we don't
problem.
have to ask.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. All those in favor? Unanimous, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, next we'll move on to new business. Vote to accept donation from the Tiverton Lions Club to benefit CTE programs. Principal Craven.
Thank you very much. So the Lions Club is an international service organization that aims to improve health and well-being, strengthen communities, and support those in need. The organization has over 1.4 million members in more than 49,000 clubs in over 200 countries. So we're asking for you to approve a $1,000 donation from the Tiverton Lions Club to support the high school career and technical education programs. And I have Ms. Cusimano here this evening to talk a little bit about that.
Just for procedure, I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Thank you. So just a couple of shout outs to the Lions Club. As you noticed, every year they've been having now the 11th actual recognition of the community. So they actually have recognition night. The Lions, they recognize the teachers here in Little Compton and Tiverton, as well as the police and fire departments, and also the community members who go above and beyond. The Tiverton's Lions Club has been so phenomenal that when I approached them, I actually became a Lion, and I went before them and said, they'd like to do a donation for us. And they came forward with a $1,000 donation for our CTE programs. And it was no people, they didn't want to give us more. I was afraid to take more. But they also are very generous to our high school as well. They also they give out 3 $1,000 scholarships to our high school students. They also do in town they host the Lions Senior Cookout. They also have, for the middle school students, a peace poster contest for Tiverton and Little Compton, Trunk or Treat, Laundry Love, Cloven Drive for the Bristol Veterans Home. They also make their money through the chorus night and the upcoming golf tournament at the end of September. So I just wanted to thank you for accepting this, and I wanted to just personally thank the Lions Club for stepping up as usual and supporting Tiverton. That's it.
Thank you. Okay, ready for a vote? All those in favor? Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you to the Lions Club.
Yeah. Okay, we'll know item number 3, vote to accept desk donation to THS from CCRI. Principal Craven.
Thank you very much. So, as you know, Tiverton High School's old, the furniture's also old, so Facebook Marketplace actually has a purpose. I found out, I saw an advertisement for free desks, so I took the opportunity to contact the person who advertised the free desk and inquired about how many desks. They said as many as you'd like. So I'm here tonight to ask you to accept the donation of 400 desks from Community College of Rhode Island for Tiverton High School classrooms. But I'm also here tonight to recognize some of our custodians. Moving 400 desks during summer months in the hot weather was very difficult. But I'm here tonight to recognize Mike Martin, Mike Chinese, Drew Brown, under the Facilities Director, Mike Mendez, and Nick Moniz. So I have a certificate for all of you because your dedication is unbelievable. And I know what you did was extremely difficult, but I very much appreciate it. So if I can call up Mike first. Mike Martin. Drew Brown.
Oops, one more.
And Mike Chinese.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Don't trip. So before we go any further, may I have a motion to accept the donation of 400 desks from CCRI
So
to
moved.
Tiverton High School?
Second.
Okay. Mrs. Craven, continue.
Thank you. I appreciate the motion to accept, but I really have to emphasize how much I appreciate these custodians and their effort and hard work. It's one thing to see something on social media, but it's another thing to put the work and effort into making sure it happens, and I can't thank these custodians enough for making sure it happened. Thank you so much.
And if I may, thank you for initiating all of this, for using social media for good. And this is definitely a boon for our high school. I see from your memo here, it's a donation valued at about $116,000. This is not nothing. And I thank you very much for acting on behalf of our schools. And thank you again to all the custodians who helped get these desks over here so we didn't have to pay a mover. Okay, so does anyone else want to say anything?
Madam Chair?
Yep.
Chair, get it? Are the desks in the classrooms now or going in?
The desks are currently in the classrooms.
And what is the feedback from our student body?
Oh, it's unbelievable, because we had those small desks.
Yeah.
We used to visit classrooms all the time. Dr. Sanchioni can attest to this. And we have some kids who are, bigger in size, and these desks just were too small here. And it's nice to have desks in the building that don't have gum underneath the desk, as we saw when we removed the old desk and the old furniture. I mean, it was probably, 20-plus years of gum
they were older
or
than
more. So it is nice. And we did, Mike Martin and I tried to figure out the value, and we looked it up in the catalog, and they are $290 a piece.
That's
And
amazing.
did you repost an ad trying to give those away?
No.
Ours?
They are out back, but we are, what are we doing with the old ones?
They're going to eventually get put into a dumpster, and then they'll collect the money from scrap.
Yeah, we'll collect the money from scrapping it, but then the rest will be put into a dumpster. But they are out back. Just be patient. We'll get rid of them. I promise.
Madam
As long
Chair?
as they're not in front. Yes.
I just want to acknowledge CCRI. I mean, what a, great partner in the state to understand. They probably could have just gotten rid of them and to, make the effort, as all of our educational institutions always seem to do, to make sure that someone else that could use them had the opportunity to do so.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Do I have, call for a vote? All those in favor? Surprisingly unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks again, you guys.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you. Okay, now we have a vote to approve capital request. Dr. Sanchioni.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's actually two requests in there. One is actually capital, and the other one pertains to the locker room fitness center project. So I'll speak to the capital request first. As the memo states to you, as you know, the town council approved $255,000 for the replacement of doors at 3 of our schools. When we went out to bid for the actual cost of these doors, the price came in much less than what we had requested at $86,000. Working with the district and our custodians and our principals, we have some needs in the district now that I'd like to request from the town council to use the balance of that amount that's been allocated to take care of 4 specific projects. The first being the condenser at the middle school. There's a section of the middle school right now that does not have air conditioning and will not have heat unless that condenser is replaced. That's $45,000. We're nearing the completion of the locker room project. We'll speak to that momentarily. But there were some things that were left out that we need to add back in. The air purification system in the fitness center and in the locker rooms. There's a storage area that did not come with shelving, so we want to put shelving in there. And then there's we cut down the equipment for the fitness center, and we'd like to get some of that equipment back in there. And the total for all 3 of those is $40,000. We want to add in some security cameras here at the high school as a result of that project. We want to have cameras in the fitness center. We want cameras on that side of the building and so forth. And you can see there's a cost associated with that of $12,000. And then, again, talking to our custodians here, the scrubbers, which is a very important piece of equipment for them to be able to clean the floors on a daily basis, both at the middle school and at the high school, no longer work, which makes their job exceedingly hard now to keep these floors clean. So we want to replace those. They're an expensive piece of equipment, both of them. Each one is $15,000, so both is $30,000. The total for those 4 projects would be $127,000, and it still would come in under the $255,000 that's already been allocated. So looking for your permission to submit this for the town council for their consideration.
Do I have a motion to accept Dr. Sanchioni's proposal to submit this to the town council?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Do we have discussion?
Madam Chair?
Yes, Mike?
Dr. Sanchioni, thank you for this. The locker room project, and I did get a look at it, so it's helpful that I actually know what you're asking for. Can you just talk a little bit more about the equipment? We have some equipment, right? But not, I'm talking like weights and machines.
Yeah.
So we got some, but we don't have enough.
We don't have what our original request was through the fitness center company. We lost the $30,000 grant, so we had to make a number of cuts there. And then looking at what the fitness center can provide and the use we want to have for that fitness center, we'd like to just maybe substantiate with a little more equipment. So it's a combination of both weights and some of the cardio equipment.
Okay. And the only other thing is the shelving, and I got to see the room.
Right.
Everything's just sitting on the ground, there's
Right.
nowhere to put it. So
Right.
this would just be to put shelving up, so we could put everything up and above and make use of the,
On 3 out of the
There.
4 walls.
okay, thank you.
So I'd like to ask a question on the fitness center equipment. Didn't we receive a donation
We did.
of equipment? Has that been accepted, delivered? Is it part of the fitness center? From Jen Jocelyn?
Oh, that went to the middle school.
Middle school.
Yeah,
Oh, I never realized that was for the middle school.
most of the middle school, correct.
That was the middle school that saw it.
Okay, thank you. And then secondly, the security cameras at the high school. Weren't cameras part of the bid? The cameras themselves were not?
No. No, we went back and went through the bid with our OPM and Danny. We sat down and went through the entire bid, and it was not in there.
Okay. And just to confirm, both scrubbers are kaput?
Both. The middle school's been down for a long time, and the high school, Mike, how long you been out with us, scrubber?
We haven't had, we don't have.
Okay. Yeah, please, Mike, you don't want to,
Could you please come to the mic? This way you'll be recorded.
and timing is perfect.
The scrubbers are for the hallway, so, or the, yeah, even if the classrooms. So presently, we mop all the hallways every day. So this way, we can save man-hours by walking through. We can do the whole building in an hour and a half. And then we would have extra time to do maintenance or painting or things like that, so we could improve the school. But if we see it the way it is, that's going to fall behind because we're wasting time mopping when we have some that would be cost-effective for the school over the long term by getting the machines and helping us paint and keep things orderly.
Mike, I have a question. Do you, and I know you haven't been here that long, not.
Elaine, your microphone.
Sorry, just shut it off.
Can you get
Do you
closer
know what
to it?
happened to the scrubber we had here?
That scrubber was like 15 years old, and it hasn't been operational for a while, or not in the way that it should be.
Right,
Like,
right.
You've seen the one that we use at the middle school.
Right, the middle school, and that's.
Before, and how effective it was
and that's
for
died-
keeping everything.
That's dying. It's
Yep.
died. I think it has died. Because I think for summer scrub, I don't think they had a scrubber. Or if they did, it was tweaking along.
Yeah.
But, thank you, Mike.
No problem.
I think it's absolutely insane that we don't have these scrubbers in buildings this size.
That's why we're asking.
A complete waste of man-hours, having people mop the floor, so I will absolutely support that request.
Hey, Mike, could I ask you, I'm going to do it because I don't know.
Okay.
Is this something you push or you
Yeah.
ride?
No,
It's not a Zamboni.
No, it's not a Zamboni. They do sell those. Those are way out of your.
Okay, but they
they're
exist,
crazy.
right?
No, we walk behind them.
You walk behind.
Absolutely.
We used to
We
have,
need to get our steps in.
that's why you guys are all in good shape.
Thank you,
And
everybody.
thank you. And if I could ask one
Thanks,
last
Mike.
question, Dr. Sanchioni, on the condenser at the middle school, I think it's important for us to highlight the fact that without this condenser, there will be no heat into the section of the building. What section of the building is that?
The main office and the guidance suite in the first classroom at the end of the guidance suite there.
Oh, okay. So principal's going to be wearing gloves.
It was, it was a hot summer too. There was no AC for a while.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, so we have, does anyone have anything else? We had a motion and a second. All those in favor? Thank you. So the second part?
Second part has to do with the fitness center locker room project there. And when we designed this project, we presented it to the town council that we requested a sum of money. It was actually about it was 1.3 million, and we would balance the project off the reimbursement that would come from RIDE. 2020 hindsight, we should have recognized that reimbursement from RIDE lags a year. So that 900,000 is going to come to us at about a year from now, and the bills are due now. So we spoke to the town administrator about this. I think you were at the meeting with me, Diane, and Madam Chair. And really, the only solution is, for them to allow us to use casino money now, and then when that reimbursement comes in, they capture that. So it's basically giving us a loan this time. I think, again, I think the town administrator is in agreement with this. So I'd like to, submit this request to them to get it finalized and get the project settled.
Okay, so we can kick off the discussion. Do I have a motion to approve?
Yes, motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. Kick off discussion. Start. Deb, do you have anything?
No.
Elaine?
No.
Mike?
No.
Okay, I do.
Shocking.
Hey, listen.
Go for
You,
it. Go for it.
he catches all the spelling errors. Yeah. Yes, I was with you that evening at the town council, and I believe it was shared after the fact that the town council had approved for us to use this fund. This is not news.
Nope.
At this point in
You're
time.
absolutely
So at
correct.
this point, it's just a request to put this into action so we can pay the bills. Formally, yes. The other questions I have, and I see the $2,277,000, and that's going to agree to the building committee records. You got $1.3 million that was approved. Balance to be covered by RIDE reimbursement is $977,000, and is that would be the difference between the 2.2 and the 1.3 million. What is this 911?
That's
So-
the actual reimbursement on the locker room fitness center project. We had multiple other projects that have already generated reimbursement. So we knew the project itself, we were going to combine reimbursements. So the 911 is specifically the reimbursement on the locker room fitness
So
center.
it will fall short by about $60,000.
It's not really falling short because when we proposed the project, we knew that we were getting reimbursements on other projects and we knew we had to have some of that revenue too. So
Okay.
it was a combination of reimbursements across the board.
Something tells me you and I are going to be in front of the town council explaining this.
I'm sure we will.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions or comments? Okay, all in favor of this request? Unanimous, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, that takes us to the end of our agenda. We have our next regular meeting, September 24th, where we will discuss school improvement plans, among other things, and again, October 8th. I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you.